Good morning, welcome to Sabah's Way of Life, and this morning's video is really going to be about housekeeping, and what I mean by that is housekeeping of the mind. Right, so let me just first start. I'm really relating it to this channel and everything that I'm talking about, so that those individuals that are currently watching the channel, or as new people come in, when they listen to this video, it'll just remind them of the way in which I have structured in my mind how I want my message to be absorbed, so that they have the best understanding of living a certain way of life that will offer them a lot of peace. Peace, I think, is the right word. So the first thing to remind everybody is that when you're watching this channel, it is not designed for these 5, 10, 12-minute videos to be watched in isolation. I would recommend that you start at the beginning. You go to the video section and watch the oldest going down first, because that'll help you understand how I think. And that is the whole point of my channel, to help people think critically and use their own mind to create an understanding of the world and everything around them, because that has been snatched and tricked away from us over a period of many years, hundreds of years, and in recent times with a great acceleration, which is the single thing that is leading to the demise and collapse of our civilization. All right, so that's the first thing. Start at the beginning. The second thing is, please, whatever you do, do not see me, or anyone for that matter, as a guru or God, or as someone to look up to. The only person, energy, mind that you must look up to is that of God. You must let that absorb into your mind. I know nothing. I'm learning every day. I'm just sharing what is coming to my heart with you, because that is my duty to do that. Otherwise I'm pointless being here. We're not in an environment anymore where we have a community and we all sit round the fire and people of the community, the elders of the community, would talk. It doesn't happen anymore. We have been tricked into being on our own, sitting on our screen, so that our God and guru becomes the screen. And it's such an irony that you're looking at me through a screen, but how else do I reach you? So no guru, please. There was a time when I was running a group and it had at one time 500 people, and one person said to me in a private message, "Oh, Sabah, you know, you're my guru." And I was horrified. I was horrified because I didn't want to be seen. So I deleted most people from there. And now I've actually deleted everybody from the group bar 1 or 2. Because what happens is, it's not about me not wanting to be seen as a guru. It's about the fact that you are not going to look into yourself and to God to find the answers of how to live life. That's what you should be doing. And that's my message. Right? Go to God. And in my case, it is the Quran. And the reason it's the Quran is not because I follow any particular religion. No, far from it. I ran from the Quran because I actually believed for so many years that it was associated with a religion called Islam. When the Quran came down through the word of God and then it was written down, there was no Islam. There was no religion of Islam that's associated with the Quran. It was just the word of God on how to live your life, and also as a warning, which is something I learned later, because everything in the Quran is warning, warning, warning. That's something else. So once I realized that, I thought, my God, I need to go back to that book, because I never had an aversion to the book. It was what I was brainwashed into believing about the book. Indoctrination. Everything in your brain is indoctrination. You need to unindoctrinate it, unwind it all, and open your mind and think for yourself. And in the Quran, that's what God tells us to do. Now, I'm going to share a 5-minute video below, a video that I found of the late Muhammad Asad speaking, who translated the Quran in his lifetime. He lived from 1900 to 1992, and he was an Austrian Jew that converted to what is known today as Islam because of the Quran and because of how he saw, remember in those days, how he saw the Arab world treating him with so much love. And he was just a kind person, and he was clearly a humanitarian who had just a very kind person. So watch that video, and he will explain why he turned to the Quran in a much more articulate fashion than I can. Okay. The other thing I would say to you with my videos is to make sure that you read the notes below. When I shoot a video like this, I don't always put the notes straight away. I allow everything I've said to sink in. I watch the video that I put out, and then I put the notes down later. Usually, sometimes it's straight away, but usually it's later. But you must read the notes. Take the responsibility to do that, because that's all part of what I'm saying, and it's an addendum or an extension to what I'm saying. All right, what else did I want to talk about today? Yeah, I think that is it. So that's kind of the housekeeping of the mind. The idea behind this channel is to help you think for yourself, read widely, and you'll really get it when you listen to Muhammad Asad below, because he does talk about the importance, it might be in another video which I can share later, but the importance of really, I've talked about this before, of dwelling on an idea, on meditating on an idea, on thinking and pondering on something that you've read, because you will find it means different things to you that will lead to a truth. But you must make sure that your thinking is your own, and it's coming from a frequency from God, God and nature, I would say, nature's own frequency, rather than a satanic frequency that's being embedded into you through all your devices and television, and even the people around you, even your family, because they've been indoctrinated too. Very few haven't. So always hear what people are saying, but then come back and mull it through in your mind, and that needs time and patience. And one of the best ways you can do that is to stop watching as much external media as possible. Shut off the television. I've not turned it on for almost a year. Well, that's a lie. I've turned it on when a family has come around and they want to watch something on YouTube or a series. That's fine. But it's not something that's part of my everyday life. I never feel a need to switch it on. I'd much rather pick up a good book to enter somebody's mind and see something from their viewpoint. And that mind generally is before 1970, 1960, before they were impregnated, their minds were impregnated with satanic media. That was the purpose of the television. To take over your mind, to indoctrinate you, to program you, channel you. As channels, television, programming, the words are all there. All right, so have a wonderful day, and I'll put all the details of what I've spoken about in the notes a little later.